then finally, how do LLMs work? Okay, so how are we going to use an LLM? So an LLM is this big probability machine. It's a big neural network. It has an awful lot of neurons in it, maybe 7 billion or 13 billion neurons. And we push a piece of text into it, and it uses that text to try and make more text. And this is what they do. And it does it by feeding through this machine that tries to work out, well, given what you've given me and everything else I know, what is the most likely next token? And that token could be a full stop, or it could be cat, or it could be, catastrophe. And then so if I'm trying to, create Mary had a little lamb, I'm going to say Mary. And then when I want to figure out the word that comes after Mary, I will look at the entire internet and everything that I have and the prompt that you've given me and try and get had. And then I'm going to do it again for A. So every single token I emit is not just based on the text we've had so far, it's interpretation of everything I know to get to the next token. And this is the mechanism called attention. And we use the mechanism, I should say, called attention, where we try and push it to take certain information and pay attention to what came before and what came before that and what came before that. And the LLM considers every previous token to do this. The most important tokens, and there's a lot of balance and weighting in this system, is everything it's had so far. So every single time you have a chat with, let's say, ChatGPT, and you have a starting point, maybe you paste in something and say, we're going to talk about this. Every single time you then ask it another part of the chat response, it's going to consider everything in the response, everything you've said, and everything it has said to consider what it's going to say next. And crucially, every single token in what you initially pasted in and every single one of your chat interactions, yours and what it said back to you, it considers as absolutely valid to create the next token. Which is why it is very, very difficult to get an LLM to backtrack or to forget anything or to change its mind or to get it to admit it's made a mistake without specifically asking it something like, have you made a mistake? Is this actually correct? So when we're actually programming an LLM, and again, we're about to come on to some examples, it's very important to understand that what I'm about to get it to emit is a function of everything it can see at the moment, the context window. And so if we've been having a bunch of chats and it's gone down a particular alleyway, we are starting to make the situation worse and worse and worse for ourselves by keeping that context in there. Resetting it continuously is a very important tactic because every single previous token is considered.